Hey guys, Mrs. Stanton here again with Ziggy. Oh, don't eat our story, Zig. All right, so I'm going to read you this story and then we're going to talk about how to answer a race question. So it says, it was recess time. Dan couldn't wait to kick his soccer ball. He grabbed his jacket and ball and went outside. His friends were ready to play too. They got into teams and started to play. Dan was having a fun time when he looked up and saw that a boy was standing by himself and watching the game. Dan stopped playing, ran over to him, and asked if he wanted to play too. The boy got a big smile on his face, nodded his head, and joined the game. All right, so I left that there in case you want to freeze and read over the story again. Hopefully you can read it. My printer is running out of ink, so it's a little blurry. So now we're going to look at how we would answer using the race technique, how we would answer this question. So here's our question. Our question is, what word would you use to describe Dan? What is a word you would use to describe Dan? So our first step is restate. A word I would use to describe Dan is, and then I would end that sentence with my answer. So I would use the word caring. So it would all be in one sentence there. A word I would use to describe Dan is caring, period. Then I would cite. The text says, when he saw a boy standing by himself, he asked him to play. Now, I quoted a little part of the story, but then I kind of summed up what he did next. So he asked him to play is not in quotation marks because those are my own words kind of telling what happened. Now, the last part, which we haven't learned yet, but you're learning right now, because Mrs. Stanton can't stand that you could not be learning lots of new stuff while I'm not with you. The last part of race is explain. So why do I think that site shows that he's caring? And here it is. It shows he's caring because he was thinking of someone else's feelings. All right, so if I were to rewrite that, which I didn't, but you would get the point. It would be 3 sentences. The first would be a word I would use to describe Dan as caring. Second sentence, the text says when he saw a boy standing by himself, he asked him to play. And the third sentence would be, this shows that he's caring because he was thinking of someone else's feelings. Hope that helps with answering your questions and hope you can maybe add a little explaining in your work this week. Bye.